If you're thinking about buying a mountain home in Colorado, I'm gonna save you a headache right out of the gate. Biggest mistake I see people make is they start shopping for a house before they've even picked the right town, which sounds backwards because of course you want to see the houses, but if you pick the wrong town, the right house won't fix it. If we haven't met, my name is Anthony Soul, a luxury Colorado realtor who works with buyers across the state of Colorado. I'm a husband, a dad, and I'm outside as much as possible, skiing, biking, hiking, so I don't really approach this like, here are the homes. I approach it like, what kind of mountain life are you actually trying to build? Because the legacy part isn't the granite countertops. It's the rhythm, it's the memories. And that's what this video is. Not best places to buy, not hot takes, just a real walkthrough of 8 mountain towns that serious buyers keep asking about. Let's start with the one that's closest to my heart, Breckenridge. Breckenridge wasn't some calculated decision where I had a spreadsheet and a 10-year plan. It was one of those moments where life kind of shoves you in a direction and you either go or you don't. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, had done a cross-country road trip and came back talking about this mountain town in Colorado like she's discovered a cheat code. And I remember thinking, okay, you're either wildly right or we're about to make a very bold mistake. But something about it felt worth exploring. The Breckenridge vibe is a big reason why. Breck feels like a real town with a real community, not just a resort that exists for tourists. It's laid back, people are friendly. It doesn't feel like you need to look the part, right? You can be dressed like you're about to tour a $10 million house and also look like you just crawled out of a ski bag and nobody's judging you. Main Street is the anchor. Shops, restaurants, coffee, that whole classic mountain town thing. Then over time, you start building your little traditions. And those traditions are what turn a second home into this is our place. And I'll tell you what was truly mind-blowing for me as a guy who grew up on the East Coast. How easy skiing becomes when you live in it. Back home, a ski day was literally a full mission. You're driving forever, you're hoping conditions are good, and you're basically exhausted before you even clip it. In Breckenridge, we were walking to the lift, skiing all day, and sliding back home like it was normal. That ease is why Breck is so popular for families. It's not just that it's beautiful, it's that you can actually use it without needing a 3-day plan. Real estate-wise, Breck has great variety, but it generally breaks down like this. Condos are often the entry point and can be a great use it a lot option. Townhomes are where you start getting more space and privacy, and single family is where you're really buying into legacy living. Land, view, and that this is ours feeling. Breck tends to fit buyers who want community, usability, and a town that feels alive year-round. Now, Breckenridge feels like the fun mountain town you want to hang out in. Vail feels like you stepped into a European alpine postcard. The first time you walk into Vail Village, it hits you immediately. Architecture, the way it's laid out, the whole vibe. Lion's Head has its own personality too, and the entire experience feels dialed. Vail isn't trying to be casual, it's trying to be iconic. And honestly, it nails that. But here's where people get weird. So I'm gonna say it clearly. Vail isn't better than Breck, and Breck isn't more authentic than Vail like it's some competition. They're just different flavors. Both can be awesome depending on what your family wants. Skiing in Vail is in a different category for a lot of people, including myself. It's massive, and the back bowls are one of those experiences that make you understand why people get obsessed with Colorado. It's not that narrow, stay on the run feeling. It's wide open, choose your own adventure type terrain. And on a good snow day, it's literally impossible to beat. And outside of skiing, Vail's food scene is a big differentiator. You've got a deeper bench of upscale dining, more variety, and more of that global destination energy. That's also the trade-off though. Vail can feel more like a world-class resort hub than a small town. Some buyers love that though because it feels elevated and exciting. Other buyers want something that feels a little more grounded. Neither is wrong, it's just a lifestyle preference. And again, this is what I'm here to educate you guys on. From a real estate standpoint, Vail's baseline is higher. Condos can still be the entry into the area, but Vail entry is not the same as Breck entry. Townhomes jump up quickly, and single family, depending on where you are, can be in a very serious bracket. We're talking $10 million plus. Vail tends to fit buyers who want iconic skiing, an elevated village lifestyle, and don't mind that it feels like a global destination. Now, Beaver Creek is the one people sometimes misunderstand because they assume it's just Vail, but more expensive. It's not really it. Beaver Creek is quieter, it feels calmer, and it tends to attract buyers who like high-end experiences, but don't necessarily want the chaos that can come with peak resort energy. Beaver Creek is a bit farther, and that extra distance filters crowds in a way you can feel immediately. I've personally had ski days where lift lines are basically a non-issue, which in Colorado is basically a love language. And then you've got the signature Beaver Creek thing, which, I'm sorry, is objectively hilarious and also brilliant. Cookie time. You ski all day, you roll into the village, and at 3 p.m. there are warm cookies being handed out like it's a daily ceremony. It sounds small, but it's one of those details that perfectly sums up what Beaver Creek is selling: ease, comfort, and being taken care of. Beaver Creek also has different micro vibes within the overall resort ecosystem. Some areas feel more village-centered, some feel more tucked in and private, and some feel more residential. That matters a lot for legacy buyers because you're deciding what your day-to-day life feels like, not just what the brochure says. Real estate in Beaver Creek generally carries a premium for that calm, curated experience. Condos can be that entry point, but again, the baseline tends to be higher than many other towns. Townhomes and single family are where you really see the quiet luxury pricing take shape. Beaver Creek tends to fit buyers who want less friction, less crowd energy, and a more polished, curated lifestyle. Okay, now let's zoom out beyond the I-70 corridor names and talk about the towns that are in a different category entirely. Aspen is Aspen. It's not just a ski town, it's a global brand. Culture, dining, events, and that high-profile energy that some families absolutely love. Aspen is incredible if you want the full luxury lifestyle ecosystem and you're comfortable with the visibility that comes with it. It can feel like a place where your mountain home is also part of a bigger social and cultural scene. The trade-off is obvious. Aspen pricing is in a world of its own, and the market behaves differently because so many buyers are there for lifestyle, status, and long-term value preservation, not necessarily rentals or investment. Aspen tends to fit the buyer who wants world-class everything and is buying for the long game. Telluride, on the other hand, feels like a secret you don't want to tell people about. Except you're watching YouTube, so here we are. Telluride is dramatic. The scenery is unreal. It feels more remote, more wild, more like a true escape. If your legacy vision includes we're gone, we're unplugged, we're in our own world, Telluride checks that box in a way that's hard to replicate. Telluride comes with a very real trade-off. It's not as convenient. It can be a bigger travel day depending on where you're coming from, and that influences how you use the home. Telluride tends to fit buyers who value uniqueness and are okay with it takes effort because the reward feels worth it. Crested Butte is the antidote to anything that feels too polished. It's got personality. It's quirky in a good way. It feels like a real community with a strong outdoor culture, and summer there is ridiculous if you love mountain biking, hiking, and that laid-back, authentic mountain town energy. It's not trying to impress you, it's just itself. And for a lot of legacy buyers, it's exactly the point. Crested Butte tends to fit families who care more about lifestyle than status and want a place that feels real. Real estate can be more approachable than Aspen or Telluride in certain segments, but luxury absolutely exists there too, especially once you move into larger homes and prime locations. Steamboat Springs is one of the best real town plus strong resort combinations in Colorado. It has a Western feel, a great skiing, and a summer lifestyle that's not an afterthought. It's the kind of place where you can build actual traditions and routines year-round, not just during ski season. Steamboat tends to fit buyers who want a real community, strong family lifestyle, and a town that has its own identity beyond being a ski resort. And then there's Winter Park, which is the we want to use this place constantly choice for a lot of buyers. It's close to Denver, it's accessible, and it's one of the easiest mountain towns to turn into a true weekend rhythm. Winter Park also has a great summer scene, biking, hiking, events, and it tends to feel more casual and local than some of the more polished resort villages. Winter Park often fits the buyer who wants maximum use and minimum friction. You can get in, get out, ski, ride, and actually enjoy the place without feeling like every weekend requires planning and strategy. So when you step back, here's the honest truth. There's no best mountain town in Colorado. There's only the one that fits how your family wants to live. If you're watching this thinking, we're serious and we're trying to choose the right town before we choose the house, reach out, call, text, or email me, and you'll talk with me or someone on my team, and we'll start with lifestyle first. How you ski, how you travel, what your family values, and how often you'll use the home. Then we narrow the towns, neighborhoods, and then we go find that perfect property. That order is how you avoid buyer's remorse in Colorado resort markets. Again, my name is Anthony Soul, a luxury real estate broker in the state of Colorado, and I cover the entire state, whether it be here in Summit County or to the far reaches of Telluride. I've got myself and my colleagues at Live Sotheby's International Realty who can help you buy the perfect home for you and your family. So feel free to call me, text me, or email me. You can find my information right here on the screen. We can have a one-on-one conversation and find that perfect opportunity to build the legacy that you and your family have been dreaming of. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.